Kids with learning and attention issues. Get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Lion Tales, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Dr. Lynnda Nadien, along with Aurora Workman, and our guest today is Makira Samlal, a three-time national champion with the Nassau Community College Cheerleading Team, currently an assistant coach for the Nassau Community College Cheerleading Team, and a proud graduate of Nassau Community College. So what type of preparation goes into preparing for the Nationals?
Well, we have practice like twice a day, almost every day during intersession. So while everyone else goes home or, hangs out for that month, we're here in the gym practicing 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. and then 6 to 9 p.m. So.
And then what are some of the competitions that precede the Nationals?
We do exhibitions, so we go to local high school competitions and just show off parts of our routine. And then when it gets closer to Nationals, we show our whole routine, and then we have a send-off for family and friends.
Mm-hmm. Do they do like a color scheme for costuming? Like how do you pick what you're going to wear and how that works?
They wear their cheerleading uniform, so we have a game uniform, which is the navy, and then the orange competition uniform.
So that's nice. And then what do you wear on your feet?
They wear their cheer sneakers.
And are those specialized sneakers that you buy, or you can just get any kind?
Most of the girls wear the Infinity. It's a cheerleading brand for sneakers. Or they just wear their ones from high school.
How would you encourage younger girls to start cheering, because we do see that there's a lot of interest with younger students, like maybe 8 or 9, girls that do dance or boys that do dance, because now there's so many males and females involved in cheer. How do you feel about encouraging them, and what would you tell them to give them advice?
I think that anyone honestly can cheer. It doesn't matter like if you could flip or not. As long as you're coachable and willing to learn, you can do it. There's boys and girls that do cheerleading. They have co-ed teams. Boys are actually essential to certain teams because they could do a lot of the lifting, and it'll take up less people. So.
And now, do you consider cheer to be a sport? Because I know there's a whole controversy about whether cheer can be a sport or it's just, for the sidelines.
Yeah. Well, cheerleading is a sport in New York. It's like it varies in different states. So in New York, cheerleading is a sport. Yeah,
I did not know that. I thought that they were fighting to make sure that it was a sport. Why is that? Do we know why?
Well, in New York, they made it a sport because I guess we're like more competitive. So it's like we have to follow what every other sport follows. So we have a tryout in the summer and then another tryout in the winter, so we have to have 2 tryouts, and I
think it's really involved.
Yeah, that does sound like it's really involved.
So what is one of the most underestimated ideas of the sport of cheerleading?
I think a lot of people just think that cheerleaders just show up at games and they just shake the pom-poms and just go, but it gets like deeper into that. Like we're like any other athlete. We have to keep our grades up. We have to a lot of people go to the gym to keep up with stamina, because we have to do a whole 2-minute 30-second routine, straight moving, yelling, throwing people in the air, flipping. So it's not just cheering on the sidelines. It's a lot more physical.
Would you be interested in doing professional cheer, like maybe like Dallas Cowboy cheerleading and Alabama, all these universities that have like major cheer, and then they go on to cheer at football for football teams throughout the country in the NFL?
Personally, I wouldn't. My body is giving up on me, but I mean, I would encourage other girls to do it if that's what like they want to do. Yeah.
That's interesting too, to see that you could start off, doing it in high school and then college and maybe moving on to like a professional. I think you can make a professional career out of it, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
You know what I like a lot about this being a student athlete is that your grades do have to stay up, right?
Yes.
I mean, everything academic has to stay up, and just so that you can be playing part of the team, that has to stay up. So one of the things that, I came up as a student athlete, and one of the things that I encourage is that, yes, being a student athlete, studying went hand in hand with it. And our coach at the time, my track coach, we would have study groups. Because they didn't want to lose anyone off the team. Okay, so that was built into our schedule, was our study groups, and the time that we would be there together and making sure everyone not only met the bar, but, surpassed the bar in terms of our academics. So I thought that was really a good a thing as growing up as a student athlete. And a lot of times you can't do anything else. It's like I wanted to be part of this, part of that. It limits. I shouldn't say you couldn't do anything else, but it limited my choices, or especially with my time. I learned how to they say things I must earn. I learned how to manage my time.
Yeah, time management.
and I think as a student athlete, that really becomes a big thing, because we do want to do other things, but we know that commitment to a sport is a commitment.
Yes,
it's a great commitment.
Yeah, that's true. And then now, the auditioning process, we talked a little bit about that before, but how did you prepare for that day of audition or for tryouts?
Yeah, for the tryout, like the week or two before, they had a tryout clinic, so you could basically go and like learn the cheer, the dance, and like who you want to like stunt with and show off with. So I went to that, and I knew someone that was on the team from high school. So and then the tryout was like it was like a little easier, because like I knew what to expect already, because I went to the tryout clinic. So,
and are there cheerleaders that you've come across that probably think they're very good, but when you come into a group of maybe 20, you realize, wow, there's people that are even better than me, and then how do I get that good?
I actually thought that too, because it's funny, because we were talking about this the other day. It's like you could be the best like from your high school team, and you might think you're the best, but then when you come to different when you come all together, it's like, I don't know, it's like the best from each team, and then it's like when you're all together, it's like, oh wow, like, oh, I'm actually not the best. Like, but I guess to be the best, it takes a lot of practice, a lot of time. You really have to, want to perfect your technique and your skills.
All right. You're listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Aurora Workman, along with Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and our guest today is Makira Samlal, currently an assistant coach for the Nassau Community College Cheerleading Team and a proud graduate of Nassau Community College. So as we will continue talking about, we get out there and you come to a school and you know that you used to cheer. What happens to those who didn't cheer and wants to come on to a cheerleading group? They have talent, but they just never applied it in cheerleading.
We have girls that like never cheer before come to the tryout or the tryout clinics. So they'll come before just to see like what it's like, and then a lot of them, as long as you're like physically active, you can pretty much do it, just like lifting girls, and if you're willing to learn, it's not that bad.
It's good, because a lot of times when you always see, now how many officially makes a team? Like, just like on basketball, you have a certain amount of people on the court, but then you see there's another host of people sitting on the bench.
For the competition team, the max we could take is 20.
Okay.
So 20 girls compete on the mat at Disney. But one year we had like 30 girls on the cheer team all together. We had like 30, 32. So it could range anywhere from like 20 to however many, honestly.
Right, and to compete, though, then you have to...
Yeah, to compete, we only could have 20.
Okay. And is that with just the UCA, or is that all the rules of cheerleading?
For college, it's 20. High school, you could go from anywhere from 12 girls to like 30.
I noticed cheerleaders from high schools, they come in their own bus. And so there's a lot of students. There's a lot of students there, so I understand that.
And what have the coaches here who coached you, provided you with in terms of getting better at the craft? And then now you're coming in as an assistant coach, and obviously you have another leader who is helping you to do that as well. What are some pointers or advice that they've given you?
Basically, like, don't second guess yourself, don't doubt yourself. Like, if you're going to do something, stick it out. There's a lot of times, like, as a coach, like, you'll question, like, oh, like, can they do that? Or as a girl, like, on the team, like, I used to think, like, why would my coach, like, tell me to do that? Like, what are they thinking? Like, what? But then it would come out being, like, right, like, they knew what they were talking about. So I guess never second guess yourself. Just always believe in, like, what you know how to do.
So the girls that are on your what's it called, the squad now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, girls that are on the squad, aside from their physical agility and their rhythm, because I'll be like throwing everybody off. Okay, but aside from that, as an assistant coach now, and you've come back, what are some of the things that you hope to instill? One, you're a role model automatically because, like you said, you're back, but there's some girls that you used to cheer with who are still on the team.
Yep.
What is it that you hope to instill in those participants?
Just to be, like, the best person that you could be and to be confident in what you do. A lot of girls used to come to me and just, like, second guess themselves a lot, or, like, whether, like, oh, am I doing this right? Oh, am I doing that right? They were always just so concerned. So I would just say to, like, be confident in yourself, believe in yourself, and just do what you know how to do.
Yeah. So we're going to ask you, because before we sit there, and you have been on Nassau Community College for a while, okay, and we have some Nassau Community College guest colors for you to, just some things that we're going to ask. So when we ask about CCB, what comes to your mind?
Oh, that's a good question. CC,
you haven't been gone for so long.
Something building.
Well, we see that Makira Samlal knows CCB is a building. She probably knows better for the gym. But we'd like to thank our Makira Samlal, the 3-time national champion with the NCC Cheerleading Team and current assistant coach for the NCC Cheerleading Team and a proud graduate of Nassau Community College, for allowing us to talk to her today and her coming on to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We want to thank you for being with us. My name is Dr. Lynnda Nadien, along with my fabulous friend, Aurora Workman, president of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. The creative director of Lion Tales is Rudy J. Breedy. This show is a production of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. Visit ncc.edu/WHPC for more information. Available as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcasts, and Spreaker, Lion Tales is powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Stay tuned for the news wrap-up. We'll talk to you next week.